Hi friends, welcome to Sri Sai IT Hub. In this video of Core Java Programming, we are going to discuss the following topic: ArrayList class with different other methods in Java Collection Framework. So first of all, we'll try to understand what is Java Collections Framework. So Java collections means collection of objects or group of objects as a single unit, as a single object, right? So collection of objects as a single unit or single object. Then what is framework? So framework means library which is provided by Java to work with Java collections. And this library, it is in the form of java.util package. So collections. So coming to the collections, we have collection interface. So we have collection interface at the top level in collections framework. It is a top level collection interface. Now under this collection interface, we have four other popular interfaces: list collection interface, set collection interface, queue collection interface, and map collection interface. So what is the advantage or uses of collection? So basically in Java program, we store data in the form of data types, primitive data types, integers, characters, floating numbers, as well as Boolean data types, and also arrays of objects or objects. So with respect to arrays, objects, or array of objects. So these are different types, different ways where we store data in a program. Primitive data types using variables, arrays, objects, array of objects. Now when compared to these, we have many advantages of collection. So first one, in the previous case, size is fixed. But here in collections, size of collections is dynamic. We can add or we can delete any number of objects. In collections, we can store different type of data or same type of data. It is possible both at a time. Homogeneous or heterogeneous type of data in the form of objects. Next, all collections have predefined methods to perform different operations. Different operations means adding the data, deleting the data, displaying the data, searching the data, sorting the data. So this is not available in all these things. Primitive data type variables, array variables, object variables, or array of object variables. And next, collection stores any data type data as object format only. So whether you store integer data, character data, Boolean data, or floating data, it will store the data in object format only. Hence, collections is only for objects, but not for primitive data types. So simple, collections are nothing but collections of objects. So collections is nothing but collection of objects. It is nothing but collection of only objects. Everything in collections is objects only. So now coming to the concept of ArrayList class with the different other methods. So we are going to use different other methods to work with ArrayList class and will perform different operations. So in the previous video, we have seen how to work with basic methods in ArrayList. Now we'll see other methods, different other methods in ArrayList class. So first of all, this class is available in java.util package. So ArrayList class, it is inherited from list class, collection class, and then iterable class or interface. So list is an interface, so class interface. So interface is nothing but a pure abstract class only. So ArrayList is inherited from list interface, and list interface is inherited from collection interface, and collection interface is inherited from iterable interface. So all the methods of iterable, collection, and list can be used in ArrayList class. And this class, it is also inherited from clonable serializable, random access. All these three are interfaces, and specially they are marker interfaces. So marker interfaces are special interfaces without any data members or methods or abstract methods. They provide special functionality to our class. So for example, our class ArrayList object, it can participate in serialization and deserialization using serializable, and we can also make a clone or a duplicate object of ArrayList using clone method of clonable interface. And then random access, we can access the elements of ArrayList randomly using indexes. So these are the three specialities of clonable, serializable, and random access marker interface. Right, so if you see java p -p java.util.arraylist, open the command prompt, go to your working directory and issue this command. So in this class we have many number of methods. So many methods are inherited from list and collection also. So ArrayList, it is inherited from list interface, right? And then list is inherited from collection interface, and it is also inherited from random access, clonable, and serializable, right? So these three are marker interfaces, no abstract methods. So they provide special functionality for our ArrayList class, right? So this is what is all about ArrayList class, base classes or interfaces, right? So now coming to the ArrayList important points. So first of all, ArrayList is available in java.util package. So ArrayList is a collection of objects as one-dimensional array. Means internally it will store collection of objects as one-dimensional array. So when it stores collection of objects as one-dimensional array, it provides indexes for all the objects, and these indexes start from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on till size -1. In ArrayList, we can store duplicate objects. So ArrayList accepts duplicate objects, and in ArrayList, it preserves the order of objects. Means in which order you're adding the data into the ArrayList, it will store in the same order only. And initial default capacity of ArrayList is 10. So default capacity means maximum storage. It is dynamic in size. We can add more than 10 elements also. And coming to the constructors and methods, so if you see the description of the class java p -p java.util.arraylist, so ArrayList class, this is a default constructor with a default capacity of 10. So this is a constructor with int as parameter. So int indicates our own given capacity, 20, 30, 40. And this is a ArrayList from other collection as parameter. So if we have any other collection like set collection or any other collection, that will be converted into ArrayList collection. And coming to the methods, so we have already seen some basic methods in the previous video like size, isEmpty, contains, clone. Next we have also seen how to work with remove method. Yeah, we'll see remove method, right? And then here we are going to see different methods like in this program, clear method, add all, next remove all, retain all these methods we are going to see and demonstrate with a program, right? So these are some important methods which are supposed to be worked with ArrayList, right? So we also have clone method which will make a duplicate. This is the clone method which will make duplicate ArrayList as object type. We have to do type conversion into ArrayList type, right? So let us try to work with these things. And here one important point, so capacity means maximum storage in a collection, whereas size means current storage or current number of elements in a collection. So this is program ArrayList class example2.java. So take a new page, So first we'll write the comments. Program to perform different operations on collection of objects using ArrayList class with other different methods. So here we are going to use other different methods instead of basic methods. So first import java.util package. Next, take the main class with main method, ArrayList class example2.java, and save it in our working directory. Right. So first we'll create an object of ArrayList. AL is equals to new ArrayList. So default capacity is 10. And then we'll print ArrayList. Initially it will be empty. ArrayList.size 0. ArrayList.isEmpty true. So we should get the answer as true. So let us put a comment for the remaining cases. Right. So we'll see all cases one by one. So first save this, go to the command prompt and your working directory, and then compile ArrayList class example2.java. Right, so compile this, no error, and run it. Right, so initially we don't have any elements in the array list, and then initial size is 0, is empty, true. Next, we'll add some elements into the array list, something like, right, ArrayList.add 10. So 10 is an integer data. It will be converted into object class data and then stored into the ArrayList collection. After that, we are adding Java, which is a string data, 1.f float data, true boolean data, character A, which is a char data. And after that, again we are printing ArrayList. So it should display all the 5 elements, size. So the size is 5 now, and then is empty. We should get the answer as false. Right, save it, recompile. So we just got a warning here. So we can ignore this warning. So how to remove this warning? We'll see this in generic collections. Right. So rerun the program. So now we have 5 elements in the array list, what we have added. So the size is 5, is empty, false. So is empty return type is boolean, either true or false. Next. So next we will make a duplicate array list. How? So array list object reference duplicate array list is equals to ArrayList.clone. So the return type of clone method is object class. Object class is a superclass for all the classes in Java, predefined or user defined classes. So do the downcasting. So downcasting to ArrayList class, and then store the reference in duplicate array list, and finally print duplicate array list. So we are supposed to print the duplicate array list. Right. So save this, command prompt, compile the program, ArrayList class example2.java, and run it. So this is the duplicate array list, same as that of the original array list. Right. Using clone method. Okay, next we will check the removing option in an array list. So how this is done? If al.remove Java. So remove method return type is boolean, true or false. If the object is removed, it will return true. If the object is not removed, it will return false. So we have Java object available in array list. So it will return true. So if of true. So if of true means we'll get the answer as Java object is removed. So save it, come to the command prompt. Okay. Right. So let us recompile and run this. Recompile and run. So Java object is removed. So after removing the Java object, we have only 4 elements: 10, 1.5, true, A. So Java object is removed from the original array list. Next, So next we'll say clear. So we'll use clear method now. Another case, array list dot clear. So it will remove all the elements from the array list. So after removing, array list will again become empty, size will be 0, is empty, true. So let us check these three output. So recompile and rerun. So if you see the last three output, nothing is there in the array list, size is 0, is empty, true, right? So next we'll again add the elements into the array list. How? Array list dot add all. So add all elements from duplicate array list, another collection. So from the second collection, data will be, all the objects will be added to the first collection. So here duplicate array list objects are added to empty array list, and after that again we are printing array list size is empty, false. So save this, recompile, rerun. So if you see the last three output, again we got the original array list size is 5, is empty, false. Next. So next, once again we will print original array list and duplicate array list. So original array list we have 5 elements, in duplicate array list also we have 5 elements. So just for verification, recompile and run. So original array list 5 elements, duplicate array list same 5 elements. Next we'll take few more array list. It goes like this: array list AL1 new array list, second one array list AL2 new array list. So in array list 1 I'm adding 5 elements, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. In array list 2 I'm adding only 3 elements, 10, 20, 30. So let us print both the array list now. Array list 1 5 elements, array list 2 we have only 3 elements. So 5 elements or objects, anything is okay. Here we have only 3 elements or objects, right? So elements means objects here, right? So save this, command prompt, recompile and rerun. So the array list 1 we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Array list 2 we have only 10, 20, 30, right? So now we will perform remove all, retain all operation, right? So it goes like this: first remove all, right? Array list 1 5 elements dot remove all array list 2. So whatever the elements which are present in array list 2 will be removed from array list 1. So in array list 2 we have 10, 20, 30. Only those elements will be removed from array list 1, and then print array list 1, array list 2, right? So save it, recompile and run. So after removing 10, 20, 30, array list 1 is having only 40, 50, and array list 2 we have 10, 20, 30. It is not touched, right? So next we'll put a comment for remove all case, and then we will go for retain all, right? Now array list 1 we have 5 elements because we have kept a comment for remove all. So 5 elements dot retain all array list 2. So in array list 2 we have 10, 20, 30. So keep those elements in array list 1 and remove remaining 2 elements 40, 50. So 40, 50 will be deleted. After that in array list 1 we have 10, 20, 30. In array list 2 we also again have 10, 20, 30. It is not touched, right? So save it, recompile and rerun. So in array list 1 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 is removed. array list 2, it is untouched, 10, 20, 30. So what is the difference between remove all? So remove all means remove all the matching elements 10, 20, 30. So we just got 40, 50 in array list 1. Retain all. So retain all means keep those elements and remove the remaining elements. So 10, 20, 30, keep it, 40, 50, remove. That is a difference. Right. So this is what is remove all, retain all. Right. So now coming to the array list 1. Right. So it goes like this. So let us put a comment for retain all also. So now in array list 1, we have 5 elements. In array list 2, we have 3 elements or objects. Now let us try to remove object 10 directly and object 20 directly from array list 1. So if 10, 20 are removed, we should have 30, 40, 50. Right. So save this, recompile and run. So we are getting an exception, index out of bound exception. So why? Because here remove 10. So the JVM or the compiler is thinking that it is the index of the element. So we are trying to remove an element based on index. So 10th index means it is 11th element. 20th index means it is 21st element. So we don't have that many number of elements. So that's why we are getting index out of bounds exception. But we already have data 10 in array list 1, data 20 in array list 1. So how to remove this? So actually internally 10 is stored in object format. Okay. So we have to say it as object of 10, object class of 10. So now the compiler or JVM understands that 10 is not the index, but it is the object 10, object 20, which is supposed to be deleted. So 10, 20 are deleted, remaining elements are 30, 40, 50. Right. So recompile, no error, run, no error. So after removing 10, 20, object 10, object 20, we have 30, 40, 50. So this is how we are supposed to work with ArrayList class, other different methods in our Java programming. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, comment and share this video, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel Sri Sai IT Hub. Have a nice day.